Good afternoon, good evening. How's everybody doing? I see Nikki Dunn's here, a new person. No money, no honey. We know where that's from. I guess so. I guess he got his channel taken down. That's a shame. E.T., Bobby, time to get going. Brock, how you doing? Ron, glad to see you. Glad you could make it. Joe, of course. How you doing, Joe? Tommy J. Did I miss anybody? I think so. And Jake, of course. And Mark's here. I sent a little message to him this morning. And I know I'll probably send it to you if you're still watching, Mark, every time. And then if you can come and say hello, it's always good to hear from you, my friend. Um, let's see who else. Oh, Black Sheep, how you doing? E.T. I think I caught everybody. Is that everybody, or did some other people come in? Wow, everybody's talking to everybody. I guess always a good sign. Carl's Travel, how you doing? Hey Joe, thank you. I will tell her she will be happy. We're going again to Ubon. This today here in Thailand is Friday. My wife has Monday off for some reason. If you've seen a couple of the shorts and that stuff that I did, that where we she wanted to move. Grandma and Grandpa was in a little and I forget the name of them again. I need to anyway. The uncle is done with it now, so I did a little short on the pictures he had sent us, but they hadn't put the tile or anything on the two-stepped that platform, I guess, and that's done. So we're gonna go jump in the electric hot rod and take off. I think Sunday, and then come back Monday, just for one night, and then she goes back to work. I think on Tuesday, which is the third, and I still haven't decided whether I'm gonna go on a road trip or not. We'll see. I want to do something. I'm jonesing. It's been a while. Well, it hasn't been that long since I've seen the ocean, but I want to get to the ocean. Oh, thanks, Ron. Yeah, I put out I was bored yesterday, and I knew it wasn't. I'm gonna cut my beard. I knew it wasn't for everybody. That and that. Where is it? These are quite interesting, and for people if you haven't watched it yet. These sure, according to what Jake had told me, they're not available in the United States. So or he couldn't get them like through Lasada or something. So, but I ordered them for the reason. Hey Joe, thanks, I appreciate it. I just wanted to try them. They were 30. What did I put in the video? $36, $35. So, and they're, I don't know. You can watch the little video. It isn't that long. The sound is mono. It's not stereo, but they're calling them wireless interview microphones. So, they. I want to try that, and I might do it. If I do that, and I do a short, I'll do a short on it, on what the sound was like. And I just thought it would be interesting for somebody that doesn't have a bunch of money, that wants to do little interviews on their phone, even. You could do it with that. So we'll see. That's what I want to try. I don't have an Android phone, and I've got to get a plug deal for my iPhone. But I wanted to try it from a phone with just two people, maybe get the two kids or something to speak Thai in it, and see what it sounded like. It was just interesting. I thought I'd do it. Thanks again, Joe. I appreciate it. Yes, the mic video too. Yeah, I don't know. Somebody that's, anything below like the 30 or around the 30 or $40. I know when I was wanting to start to do videos and stuff, I didn't want to spend a bunch of money because I didn't know what was going to happen. Now, if you do listen to it, you can tell that the Comica is way better quality, and I really liked it. And what I ended up doing was plugging them directly into my laptop and seeing what they sounded like, including just I straight plugged in the lavalier or whatever you call it, the microphone straight into it also. So, like I said, it's mono, but if you got three people or, two people talking or you're interviewing somebody, I'm kind of curious what that would sound like for $35. Like I said, it was a good, seemed like a good price to me. What's Jake saying? Hello, Thailand. I bet the balance of sound from left to right. Yeah, I just got to see what it was. I was really surprised that it was just, I didn't, when I saw it, I said, what could it be? It can't be that great of a microphone. And granted, the microphone actually inside the body, like the Comica has, does have a dead cat. The mic just isn't as good, but the mic that I plugged into it sounded okay, and that was the mic that actually came with the Comicas. I came with two mics, two transmitters, and one receiver. Yeah, it wasn't horrible. I didn't think so anyway. Like I said, I wish that Chris was here. I kind of like to hear his input on it. I'd like to hear him critique it because he's an IT guy and he knows more about what sounds good and like I don't know, how is this? I listen to one. My wife every once in a while I'm half asleep will put the big screen on YouTube and I'll hear my voice in the background. And one I was talking, Mitch was on. Mitch was way 10 times louder than I was. Like, so I don't know. That was the only one. So I was thinking maybe something was the matter with my microphone. So I'm asking, what does my microphone sound like now? If you guys would let me know, I would appreciate it. So let's see on the front. I haven't really talked to Mitch about doing something. I'm going to do something regardless, even if it's just me and I pop over to go see Tom and Rayong or something like that. Go to the beach over there. I'll do that. But I might. Hey Grinch, how you doing? Thanks for commenting on the video too. I appreciate it. I just want to go see the ocean. 3 or 4 days, I think, and that's it. And I was thinking about it, and I went over how everything's going to go over the next couple of years financially, and I'm more leaning towards having them go ahead and get going on the plunge pool. I get ahead of myself sometimes, and I don't know how to explain it. I don't rationalize everything. I just think in my mind I don't have any money in my pocket right that second, and everything is shit. But in reality, it's like, I'm 2 days away from moving money over, and it all, so I started thinking about it more logically, and we'll have enough to do that. I have that other pension coming through that I was supposed to get on January, and I got to find out from that. They never gave me a straight answer. They did receive my paperwork, the first part of my paperwork, and now we sent in her in Thai, translated to English, her birth certificate and all that. So that, they said, is they're in the process of doing that. Then they will send me the next paperwork. We'll decide how much percentage will go to her after I die, how much do I get now, and that kind of stuff. And hey, thanks, Joe. Yeah, you're the man. But it'll. They've never told me, is it going to be retroactive back to, and maybe somebody knows that collected their pension and was a procrastinator like me, because I was supposed to be available to start getting it on January 1st. So my thinking is they owe me for January, February, March, April, May, June, or July, whenever it gets finalized. But maybe I'm thinking about it wrong. But anyway, regardless of that, I got off on a rant again. Once I start collecting that, I'll have more. Obviously, I got enough now. Oh. I've got enough now to obviously live. This is all bonus stuff, or be extra per se, at least for the next 2 years. One of them drops off, one of them kicks in. Anyway, I won't go into all that. I have enough for my retirement. So, I guess the bottom line is, yeah, I do have enough to uh, go ahead and do the backyard. Because I was thinking about it. If I wait 3 or 4 months, and then I don't know. I'd kind of like to be able, when it gets hot here in Surin, to be able to jump into a little cooling pond there, and I'd like to get the backyard done. Hey Chuck, how you doing? Um, I just seen. I'm sorry, I was on a rant. I see Chuck. Tom came in. Chuck said hello. Johnny Siam, how you doing? Um, Hope everybody's doing. Mitch just tried to call me. I don't know. I kind of figured he would know I was doing a live stream, but I don't know what. Is he with you? I think he's with you, isn't he, Chuck? If you're still here, he might have took off, but I don't know why he did that. Johnny. Oh, Mark needs your phone number. There you go. Well, that's right. You guys are kind of. Are you close to each other, Mark? Where you're at now? Obviously, or maybe. Yeah, there's Mitch. Good morning, Dave. Everyone in the chat. Yeah, I don't know why you called me, but he did. Maybe he did that by mistake. Um, I don't know. I I know that you guys are heading back. I think, but what I planned on doing, or what I offered to Mitch, was we're going on Sunday back to um, Ubon just for the night, and we're going to take a look at where we move Grandma and Grandpa into their new resting place, and so I'll be back on the second, but probably the third or right after that I'll be heading to wherever. I had offered Mitch if he wanted to, I'd come to Tatpanome, visit with you guys for a day or two, and then drive him back to Surin, let him see Surin, and then drive him back to John Tiem. But I think he needs to fly directly back to his house. Um, I think it's Dow. I haven't met her yet. Needs her car done, or some stuff done on her car. So after the third sometime, I don't know exactly. Why, are you guys going home, or are you going on a another trip? Let's see. Everybody's just saying hi to everybody. But that's what so one way or another, I'm gonna go, and I might come if you're gonna hang out in Tatpanome. I might come just by myself for a day just to say hi, and take the electric hot rod. And by the way, I really like that vehicle. Um, it's kind of cool. I'm gonna do a review on it, but it's a nice vehicle. Hey Jam, glad to see you can make it. Uh, but I'll try to get together with Mitch. I haven't had much luck getting a hold of Mitch. You guys are actually having fun, so which is a good thing. By all means, have all the fun in the world. That's what it's all about, right? I mean, going out and having a good time. I don't know. You guys still with James? Is James still with you, or is everybody breaking off and going their merry way? I don't know what's happening. Like I said, I haven't talked to Mitch much. Thanks for letting me drink my coffee too. Um, but I'm jonesing, like you're right on the Macon. I mean, you can kind of look and you get to see moving water. I can ride about 10 minutes from here and be on a river lake area. Um, but I don't know. I jones for the ocean, man. I want to see the ocean. Hey Paul, how you doing? If you guys aren't Paul has started a Aussie in Asia deal. He's just getting going. If you wouldn't mind if somebody puts up his link to subscribe to him. He's just getting going in traction, so he could use everybody's help. And I don't even know where are you at now, Mitch or Chuck. And I'll put the link in here in case somebody has has an inkling. Is that a word? Probably not. To come on. How did I do this? Did I do it? Yeah, there it is. So in case somebody wants to jump on, by all means, everybody's welcome. Um, so yeah, I don't know, like the second or third. It would be nice if I was going to come and visit you because I'm going to be right there in Ubon to just jump over to where you. I'm guessing it's what 2-3 hours maybe or something from you, Ubon. And I did a little video. You probably, if Chuck, I'm talking to Chuck now, probably didn't get a chance to see it if you're still around. Um, oh, okay. There's Chuck. I won't. I won't try to pronounce it. Tani is the last of it, but the I don't know. I had 2 rye of land my wife has there. We went and looked at it and got about a 3/4 of a rye pond on it. So that's going to be the next project, I think. I might try to see about going all green. I definitely want to make it a tilapia pond, one that's actually can make some money for them. It's going to be their deal. I'll put in aeration, and I got to punch a well and stuff like that to get water to it. But it's 3 meters deep, and it's a good sized pond, so they could probably raise some stuff. The brother-in-law, whatever we build there, he will occupy a room of that and basically watch the property while we're gone. Probably be a 3-bedroom. I thought I was going to put 2 houses, two houses on it originally, but that isn't going to work. So it'll probably be 1, but that'll be after the first of the year. I can't seem to get this project done at this house finished, which I would like to. It's just money, 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 as the song says. And getting the guys here to do it. I'm still sticking with my cousin that built the wall. Bobby put up Jam, and Jam's coming pretty soon too, right, Jam? June, July, I think. July. Jam is headed here. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to catch up on what I'm missing in the chat, and I think I'm caught up. Hey, Dip Media, I missed you coming in. Good morning to you. What was that? I was going to ask about the cousin. Yeah, he's actually on at the bit because he called her up and asked when I was going to get the steel for the outside cover, that 2 by 4 meter area that we're going to cover. That's going to have the rack, where the rolling rack that they put the clothes to dry on and the washing machine under. That's the next project, but it's only a 1 week project. So he's he doesn't usually call, but I think his wife is, she has talked to my wife saying, "Are you going to put him to work? I don't want him to sit around every day." So I think I'm going to. And like I said, maybe I'll go to the ocean and see what that's all about for a few days, and then come back and get on the plunge pool. Waiting for Jim's visa. Okay. Flight July 4th, oh? There's a good day. Is that cheaper, or was that is it cheaper to go on? Because I know I used to fly when I was in Costa Rica, and when I was here, I'd schedule my either leaving or coming back date. Usually it was a coming back date because I didn't want to get into New Year's on Christmas Day. I would correspond that, and it was always cheaper to fly on Christmas Day. But I've seen the flights have been reasonable. Like I said, the one that I checked, because it's getting close. I think all the restrictions and stuff will be off by June. Definitely by July when you're coming. I don't think there's going to be anything. Just my personal opinion, of course. Check with the government. But I think I'm going to schedule one in July, maybe the end of July. And it was like $850 for Philippine and United and all them. $850 from Bangkok to LAX. And I think Chuck's going to Texas, I'm imagining, fairly soon. But they haven't went, sky high or rock bottom yet. So before, the cheapest I was right around 600 on Air China, which I have voiced my opinion about. I won't fly anymore. I won't fly into China unless I'm going there to see China, which will probably not happen. But hey, Robert, how you doing? And Robert's here. He's doing live streams and stuff from Vietnam too. I know. I haven't got a chance to. I've watched them after the fact, Robert, but I haven't caught one mid live stream yet. But I will. Um, but yeah, so I'm looking then. I don't know when. I think Chuck's going about that. I think he's going around that time within the next couple of months or something. Oh, let's see. Mark's coming in. Hey, Mark. Here you are.
Good morning, everybody.
You're at work?
Yes. Try earning $1.
Did you hear me talking before? You said you were looking to get a hold of Johnny somehow. Are you close to him where you're at?
So I'm based right in the city, and Johnny's down in Traralgon or Sale, Moe area. So he's about 2 hours, 3 hours away from me. So, but we had a little bit of a chat to see when Johnny wants to come back up to Melbourne for a beer, and then we'll catch up for a beer, and hopefully get hold of Andy Stubbs as well before he heads back over to Asia. So
cool, very cool, good. Yeah, that would be nice. Hey, is he still in the chat too? I didn't know when he was planning. I think he's planning to come back fairly soon. I think I'm talking about Johnny now.
Oh, okay.
I think. I don't know for sure. But so how you liking the job so far?
Well, I can't see any of the chat, so if someone directs a question to me, but look,
I'll let you know.
The job's really exciting. So what I do is I head up the electrical engineering side of things. So basically, it's office based, where anyone out in the field, any of the multitude of contractors that we've got working for us for the alliance, will send a query to the engineering team, and then if the junior ones can't answer the question, it comes to me, and then I make a determination. So I could do it from Thailand, but anyway.
So basically, because that's the way it was when we were doing either both service and installation in HVAC. We had 60, 70, probably not near as many as what you're talking about, but service techs, and the head service guy would be in to answer any questions, be available to go into the field if that be needed, but mostly just to answer questions that the people had. So that's cool. Yeah. But it would have been nice if he could have done it from Thailand.
Well, there's always that possibility in the future. But I said to Jake, now that Jake's retired, try to burn all of these bridges so the buggers don't ring you up and try to coax you to come back to work. Because
it would have been a hard one for me. Different
Thailand.
For you. You look at things a little bit more differently than I do, and God bless your decisions, and thank God we live free enough that we get to do that. But they wouldn't. They couldn't. Well, I don't know. They could. There is an amount that I might be able to go back, but boy, it'd have to be a big amount because I'm looking at. How old are you, Mark? You're younger than me too.
I just turned 56.
Yeah, so you're 10 years younger. I'm looking like, anything that I do that isn't in my retirement or fun to me now is a day closer to me dying. So that's the way. Maybe it's not the right way to look at things, but I just see, like I said, that one. It's still in my mind from years and years ago when I was young, and married to the mother of my children, who is not a nice lady. But anyway, we were going to move to Central California from Southern California. I had bought acreage, getting a house to build, and her best friend and their parents moved up there. Father was 60 years old, retiring. His first part of his retirement was packing his whole house and selling it by himself. Then moving up there, unpacking everything, packing it into the house. And he had exactly 1 week. And the mother and daughter are talking to my wife on the phone, looking out their window at the sink as Dad's flipping burgers in the backyard, and bap, Dad goes down, massive heart attack, dead before he hits the ground. He got 5 days of retirement, and it
Yeah.
constantly drills in my skull. So now if somebody came up and offered me an insane amount of money, I might have to go, oh man, that would be, boy, I could really set up my Thai family, my home family, every family, then I'd have to check it out. But teach, everybody's got their own. You're a young man as far as I'm concerned.
Well,
So,
thank you. And look, I've 2 days ago I already booked and paid for my return flight, so I'm coming back for 2 weeks in July, and then so that's it. I said to the family that I'll be back at. We'll see each other in person every 3 months. So,
perfect.
and then in September, the both girls are going to come out to Australia. So they're going to come out and spend a couple of weeks here in Australia, and then the project will most likely, or the office will most likely, close down at Christmas for a couple of
Christmas.
weeks, for two to 3 weeks. But there's no one here. Look at this.
I could see. Wow.
So this is my engineering team.
Well, that was my original plan, and I will get back to that. When I originally came here, I was on a tourist visa, so I had to leave every 3 months, every 90 days. So it worked out perfect because I said it before. I flew back. My mom lived in or outside of Los Angeles. It took me 45 minutes to drive down to the embassy there, drop off my passport at 9 in the morning, come back at 2:30 in the afternoon, pick it up, spend 2 weeks, go see my family, see my friends, and then come back. That's still my plan is, except it's going to be every 4 months for 2 weeks. And my wife knows that, Nitnoy knows that, everybody knows that. And it seemed like that 3 4 month face to face with all my friends and family. Right at the end of that, I was kind of jonesing for it. Then once I got it, it gave me the big and I was good for 3 months more. So it
Yeah.
didn't bother me at all. 3 months was a good time for me anyway.
Yeah. Well, I have to. Well, I want to come back, obviously, because I've got my family, but I have to
Right.
come back as well because my retirement visa expires on the 7th of August. And I can only, well, I don't know if I can only, but I want to renew it in Thailand, and I can only renew it 30 days before the expiration date.
Right.
So that, which means July, which worked out well. I've been here, would have been on the project for 3 months. The leave and all that's already built into my contract. I could fly out tomorrow, but there's no real point because I have to be there within 30 days of my visa expiring to renew my visa. So
Right. And you're married like me, which I didn't
yes,
know. I didn't
yep,
know that. I'm
there it
horrible.
is.
But the question I'm going to ask you is the one that we were talking about actually last night. Is staying now? Chuck, I'll have to talk to him about it too. He said it was kind of a pain in the butt having the marriage visa, and he went back from the marriage visa to the retirement visa. The only reason I really don't want to keep I don't mind keeping a 500,000 baht in the bank here,
Mm,
but that would be about I wouldn't want to keep a million. Just me. I don't know why.
mm.
Tomorrow I might change my mind. But you don't have to. I don't know. I was thinking about going with the marriage. Is that even in your equation, or you don't want to be bothered with it either?
No, look, I will do it. I just got a phone call, so I'll finish this chat and then I have to get off and make a call. But it will. If I wasn't here working, if I didn't come back for a 2 year deal, I would have gone down the marriage visa. I've got
Right.
good friends over in Hua Hin, Robert Groves, and of course there's Les from Retired Living the Dream. They've both gone down the marriage visa process
Right.
path. So, but I will do it when I finish this contract and come back. I will
Yeah, I
probably
heard
go
it is.
down that
It's just a
path.
couple more hoops or something. You got to take picture of you and your wife in front of the house, and God, we're so that kind of stuff. But it is kind of a pit. But I'm retired. You're working and stuff. Me, if it takes me 4 days to go through the process and get them what they want, what do I care?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Look,
you know,
Look, it's more for look. We're married in Thailand. It's recognised here in Australia. The money aspect doesn't bother me one way or the other. So, yeah, the two blokes that I mentioned, Rob and Les, said, "Oh, look, you might as well do it because you're married." But
Right,
for me, from a financial perspective, it doesn't change anything. Doesn't
right,
change anything whether I bring in a minimum 67,000 baht per month or I bring in 37,000 baht
right.
per month. At the moment, when I was living there, I was bringing in 120,000 baht
That's what.
every month
Yeah, I bring in
anyway.
about 3,200 American comes in. And right now, I think the exchange rate's almost 110. But that's what
Mm,
I bring in. You know that,
yeah, yeah,
and I have no problems with meeting that. The only thing when you're set up for it, the 1,900 baht and getting the 1 year bank statement out of Bangkok is basically the two biggest, that one biggest thing. The rest of the stuff that they want, you can together, even if you don't have it, you can go out and go back the next day and get everything. That
yeah,
one
yeah,
year statement from the banks in Bangkok, you that you have to get a week ahead of time. But I'll
yeah,
let you
yeah,
go
yeah.
because I know you got to
Or
work,
no
sort of.
worries. Well, cheers, everybody.
All right,
Yeah,
Mark.
I've got to manage. I've got to manage this huge team.
All right. Thanks for
All
coming on. I
right.
appreciate it, brother. All right,
Cheers,
Mark.
everybody. Bye.
Take it easy. Bye. Okay. Did I miss any gigantic questions? If I did, let me know. It looks like Robert was talking to Ron, so it probably didn't have any. Tim's here. How you doing? And I think Bobby's still here. And Bobby, it's tonight at 7 o'clock. In case everybody's wondering what I'm talking about right now, me and Tim from T&W living in Udon are going to go on Bobby's live stream tonight and talk about the houses and some building stuff. So if you would, please, I think it's 7 p.m. Thai time. Bobby, correct me if I'm wrong. I know you're. I hope you're still here. Hey Daniel, how you doing? Um, uh, but I'm thinking that's it because I'm almost positive. It's 5 a.m. West Coast time, so that would be 8 a.m. East Coast time, Australia and all that. I don't have a clue, but maybe Bobby can jump in and put up when it is. And I guess we're going to talk about the stuff we went through. Tim is still in the middle. I would say probably halfway through or so, Tim, or maybe a little more on getting his house done. It's a single story. Mine's a two-story. I'm living in mine, obviously, but still not completely complete. Let's see. Here's Bobby's. That's correct. Jake had posted it. Okay, cool. So when I was rambling, I missed it. uh, let's see what Joe says for your farm. Yeah, I'm gonna I got to do a bunch of digging in on the tilapia stuff, but from what I've seen, it's shouldn't be all that terrible. I don't want to leave a big project for him there, but like I said, for me to go out there, I don't, I'm not, I'm retired, so it doesn't really matter to me. But if he can make an extra so many baht a year, it would just be money in their pocket. And of course, they'd have the whole family could take whatever they want, food wise, fish wise, out of there anytime they want. So it should be an interesting deal. I'm actually kind of looking forward to it, even though I don't know if I want to spend a bunch of money or not. Hey, Aaron Hill, how you doing from Texas? How are you? Glad you can make it in. Thanks for watching. What temp is the water in the koi pond? I don't have it all set up yet. I used to have a thermometer at the other place. Um, I'll have to I'll have to check that. I do have my pH meters, not my pH test kits, but the meters themselves they read temperature. I will do that and put that up. But it's only what zero point 0.7 meters deep, and and it has no cover on it now. It blew off. It hasn't had a cover on it for, over a month and a half. And I'm not running any UV on it. And you can see how clear the water is. Bye. All right, have a good day. You can see how clear the water is. And I find that I'm definitely going to run a UV more for bacteria and stuff. So there's two types of. Well, anyway, I won't get into that. If the slower you run the water through the UV, brings it from just killing algae to killing bacteria, and that would be more of my concern than the algae. If I had an algae problem, I would definitely run it. But I'm going to run it in the new pond regardless. I just never plumbed it in on the pond now. But I found if you have enough filtration, over-filtrated, and you've got a high bacteria count and everything is balanced, like this stuff has been running in this pond for 2 years, some of this filter material. So I haven't ever had a problem with water clarity, never. And I put that video out, and thanks everybody for watching it, but I put it out for people that, if they were interested, I would do a video now and again on what it costs. I think I put the cost of the above ground pool, and I would show maybe making a simple filter for it that could, carry some fish, and you could get you can get those above ground ponds round. You can get them different style now. They make them with a PVC type thing, more for fish, and depending on what you have size wise. But if you're interested or want to ask questions at any time, let me know. Like I said, it's pretty much in my email, koidoctor1@gmail.com. So by all means, ask any question you'd like. If I can answer it, I will. I've been doing it about 30 years or so, maybe a little more. Okay, we're rolling for some serious temple exploring today. Take care, everyone, for the second time. All right, Mitch, take it easy. Let's see what the media has to say. I'm not being nosy. I know you finished up the house in Surin. What is your rationale for the new building, the new done? I know you talk about multiple buildings there. Let's see the rationale. Basically, as a little getaway thing for us, maybe once a month, I want to do the tilapia thing for myself, to do. Maybe so when I go there once a month, I can help the brother or whatever I need to do. Place for him to have. He lives in his motorcycle repair shop now, so this would give him a little better place to live. Help us out when we're not there, making sure it's taken. Just basically, and something, I'll get hit up from the trolls, of course. Ricky might have a problem now, but the kids and my wife to have stuff when I'm gone. It'll be something more in their deal, because I don't sit and worry about what my Thai family or my Thai wife is going to take from me. I think I'm intelligent enough to know whether I'm being taken or not. But anyway, so that's the basic gist of it. Same thing with the one, except the one in Rayong, the studio apartment condo with the 180-degree view right in front of the ocean. Nothing can be built in front of you. That's basically for me to go once a month. So for a week is what my plan is, if I ever get there to do that. If you go back and you see Tom, Thailand Digital Nomads, if you go to his channel and look back on some of his videos, anything that you see in the ocean there from a balcony deal, that's the condo complex. And it's right next to him or 2 or 3 doors down. It's a big complex, but very, very nice. It needs to be refurbished and stuff like that. But that's going to all depend on what happens when I get back to the States and what money can be, I'll have. Xander's leaving. Take care. Aaron Hill, what species? The ones that my wife is telling me is I call them pink or pink tilapia or red tilapia. They're supposed to be the best eating, I'm gathering. Those are the ones that I raised in the above ground pond over here that I gave to the brother cousin that built the wall. He had a pond on his property, and when we moved, they were probably maybe 5 inches or so in this range, and that was 2 months ago. So I'm sure he's eating them by now. I haven't checked with him. Yeah, if you know about them, by all means, send me an email or something, Aaron, and enlighten me on. Or if you have a YouTube channel, or you know of a YouTube channel that would be good for me to watch about starting a pond, an earth pond, I would be very interested. Thanks for your input. Appreciate it. What is Paul saying? Thanks. Waiting on the biopsy, should be fine. But I didn't know that. I wish you the best, and my thoughts and prayers will be with you. I only caught part of that, Paul. Let's see. Question. I was trying to count the fish on that video. When fishy, too fishy. I'm guessing right there. There's probably 40, and I lost 40. There was 80 in there at one time, and some of the ones I lost were 1.5 foot, maybe a little bigger. The biggest ones have a tendency to go quicker with low oxygen, chlorine, ammonia. They seem to take it a little bit tougher. But let's see, how many fish are in there? Do you have babies? Yeah, we've had a couple. I'll notice when I go in there. It's really weird there. It's kind of tough here in Thailand to judge. I don't really know that, but I haven't checked into spawning. When I was in California, a change in pH and fresh water, pure water, sometimes will trigger them. You can see the females. The females will load up with eggs, and then the males will start chasing them. From that point on, it's usually that night at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and they'll eat them. So if you, like when I was raising them and experimenting with raising them, I didn't do artificial. I put my male in with 2 or 3 males with a big female. And once they have them, you got to get them out of there because they'll just sit there and eat them all. Then you treat the water with some antibacterial stuff, and then you keep the water at a good temperature. I had to heat my water in California because when they spawned, the eggs wouldn't have hatched if I wouldn't have treated the water. So it's an interesting hobby. I enjoy it. I don't think I'll ever get into raising them again. They're too reasonable to buy here in Thailand. Even when you're getting Japanese fish here in Thailand, it's cheaper than Japanese fish in the U.S. or the U.K. So, and the quality of the Japanese bloodlined but Thai spawned and grown fish is really good. And like I said, hey Randy, how you doing? It's interesting. People will ask me, what's a good one to have, what colors. You can check into it a little bit, but if you're not showing them all the stuff, I mean, they're so picky on showing. I always tell people what you have to look at them all the time. You're not going to take them and show them. You're going to see them every day. So what pleases your eye? It doesn't matter what they are, but you'll see that as you get into it, Kohaku and Sankei and the different color patterns, Showa. There's a bunch of them. But basically what attracts your eye. And they're really reasonable here. You can put the reasonable quality fish in Thailand are 10 times better quality than the reasonable fish in the United States. I don't know how else to put that. Yeah, they want food. Ron, they're driven. I can walk out on the patio up here, right out my door, which is right here, and as soon as I open that door and they see me step out on the patio, because I'll feed them from there. I'll take a cup full of koi food, which I have right here in the bedroom, and throw it, up in the air. So as soon as they see me, they know it's time. Let's see there. Earth ponds can be tricky. Key is oxygen. Yeah, when you have a pond turnover. Yeah, that's why I was already looking into aeration. There's some homemade stuff besides the paddle wheels that I was looking into. Um, the I know I'm going to have to punch a hole and have a water supply because I'm not near a river or anything, which would be ideal. I know, but yeah, definitely appreciate all the input that you could give me. I would is well appreciated. Anything to do with fish, I don't know. I've always had a thing for them. It's probably been longer than 30 years, maybe closer to 40 years. But I had on the property, I had an aqua dulce. I had one, two, three, four ponds, and then the facility inside with the breeding, to breed them. So I was really into it then. It's too much work for that. I'm too lazy now. Too old, fat, and lazy. Um, do you use the Thai English translation app to speak with your Thai? No, I usually don't. The one daughter, the youngest daughter, Daniel, speak. She understands uh, as good, if not better, than my wife English. But you have to be careful with the Brock's here. I'm gonna bring Brock in. How you doing, brother? Um, the
Morning, all.
You have to be careful with the apps. Like a lot of people use Google Translate, and that was the reason for the longest time here. I think it was Marketplace and a bunch of stuff. I think it was the Queen or somebody had banned Google Translate from Marketplace and stuff like that because something was said about the family or her or something very, very sensitive and was mistranslated by Google. And I think it was, I want to say 3 or 4 months on Marketplace. You didn't have that option of translating the Thai to English. And I guess until they
Hey,
made
Ron John.
improvements that they approved of. Uh,
Yeah, it's the Google Translate is very hit and miss. It's extremely amusing to translate Thai into English, and it's all over the place.
yeah, you have to be careful. Dave, I'm thinking about getting my rights easier when it doesn't improve on this trip. You're right, Nee. Yeah, yeah. I'm not completely procrastinating. I'm waiting for my doctor to find out if I'm going to have to travel to Bangkok to get it done, or whether there's a doctor
Morning,
that he
Gary.
thinks is more than capable of doing it here.
Bob
Hey,
Mac.
Mark, how you doing? Who
Um,
else came in? Oh, Gary's here. Hey, Gary, how you doing? Um, that was only good for. Yeah, a lot of people use it. I mean, a lot of people use it to go on dating sites and stuff, and you just got to be real careful of what you're doing. Hey, Bobby, how you doing?
Morning, Bobby.
Are you? Can you hear us?
Yeah,
Oh, and we can hear you. Boy, you got that right out of the gate. Mark's saying hi to me, saying hi to everyone. Thanks. Uh, but yeah, you just have to be careful with translate. That's all.
Yeah,
And like I
use
said,
it as a guide, not as gospel.
yeah, I I've been here 3 years. You'd think that I would could have picked up way more than what I have. It's actually kind of
No,
sad.
hey Ron
Sad.
John, UT.
it's
And then so just to bring let's see. No, the passport. I'm waiting actually. I'm waiting right now to. I ordered a printer finally that I've been procrastinating about for 2 years. It should be here, I think tomorrow, or maybe Monday, depending on. Of course, Monday might be a holiday. Anyway, I'm waiting on a printer that way I can print the stuff up and get it done. But yes, it is in the works. Um, Bobby, what was the 5 a.m. your time? West Coast time, 8 a.m. East Coast time, 7 p.m. Thai time.
Correct.
I don't know Australian
Well,
or
That'll be
UK.
8 p.m. or 8 p.m. in Perth anyway.
What about UK? Do we know?
UK would be about midday.
Oh, okay. So that's probably a
Minus
good time.
minus
That's
eight
probably why
hours.
Bobby's. That's probably why Bobby's doing it at 5 a.m. He's smarter than
well,
he's
my
smarter than
analytics
me.
tells me to do it at that time.
Yeah,
That's
mine.
my
I
peak.
after you had said that, I looked at mine, and mine says the same thing. So does that mean like I've got people that are watching in the UK, or I don't know, but mine says the same thing, and better on Friday and Saturdays
Right.
than the rest of the week. So I
Same with
don't know.
me.
I'm just learning. I'm just learning about analytics stuff. I don't know anything. Hey Randy, how you doing? I have lost more than one friend trying to communicate with Google Translate. You know, another thing, another quick point here is talking into your phone. Never press send before you read what
Oh yeah.
that
Yeah.
person has put in there. So
I
I've
have
been
a couple
stung
of
by that.
Portuguese channels that come to mind that speak Portuguese on their video,
Right,
and they have translate, but the translation is so wrong that you can't
right.
understand really what they're saying.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Sometimes you're
I've been
better off
here
just
over
listening to
10.
the garbled
You're
original
older than
language.
me. I have a hard time with it, Ron. I don't know if it's just Thai. Um, I mean, I never went through, I never finished high school. I never took Spanish in high school, although that was one language that I wish I would have learned. Because we went to Cabo a lot, to Mexico a lot. It would have been nice to, when we took all the general contractors there, one of the guys that was working for us um, doing takeoffs on plans, bidding, he spoke fluent Spanish, so that helped out immensely when we were going down to Mexico.
I took 25 years of Spanish, being a vineyard manager for 25 years, so I had to learn it.
Let's see. I practiced my Thai at my Thai restaurant and Thai massage. Yeah, I really need to try. I need to stop procrastinating. Go to the take a. My wife has a teacher that was teaching her English at one point in her life. I could go there for a couple. It would give me something to do during the day, because my wife says the children and my mother-in-law and father-in-law are just jonesing to just have a conversation with me, be able to ask me questions about my life, and so I really should. I'm hoping I do.
Yeah, Randy, I can. Jai, she's a standalone translator. I use her all the time.
I
Yeah,
wonder if
my translator keeps getting angry. She says, "I'm tired. I get tired changing English to Thai, Thai to English."
Does anyone use a standalone translator? That was one of the questions that Mark was. I don't know if they work. Do you know, Brock? I don't know. I don't.
No,
I've never used one.
no, they don't work.
They don't work either.
No,
Okay. There's your answer, Randy.
that's
It's
why I say I use Jai. She has to be mine.
You know what?
yeah,
What helped me too was not that I know that much of it, but my grandmother was fluent in Italian, and my mom knows a little bit, and Italian and Spanish are close. And
yeah.
it it's supposed to be one of the easiest. I just never, like I said, for the times that I went to Mexico would have been the only times I used it. Although we did work with uh, a lot of in other trades. They had a lot of Spanish speaking people working. It would have been nice to be able to communicate directly. And I'm saying that because they didn't speak English, putting in sprinkler pipes. Sprinkler pipes and HVAC don't mesh together. And especially if the person can't understand you, that I'm going right here in this bay and you've got it drawn on the floor, and they run their sprinkler pipe right through the middle where you're going to put your duct. So that's why I'm saying that. But
I don't know that Spanish is any easier for us to use. It's just that it's a requirement because we're literally right on the
yes,
Mexican border.
yes, definitely.
Yeah, so
I think
it's not, they're not going
it,
to learn our language. They're not going to learn
if
English. So we
if I
have
had to
to.
guess in Southern California, if I had to guess, are there more people? Is the spoken language Spanish or English? I might have to say Spanish. Are more people fluent in Spanish or English? Uh, there there's a lot of people from the border,
Yeah, in
so
all the
it makes
southern
it.
states. Yeah.
Yeah, they got it too. Yeah, you're right. Texas and everybody that's on that border.
Yeah.
It's tough too because for years and years, I always wondered why. You know, I could never understand why California was bankrupt. It was like, how can they the taxes that I pay and the taxes that everybody pays? How the hell could California be bankrupt? And I wasn't versed in government or anything like that. Knew nothing about anything. And then as I started to learn a little bit about it, because I was just curious, and then I came to find out why. All right, Ron saying I use Google Translate app on my mobile phone and it works not bad really. Some of it does and some of it's way off. At least according to my wife. Because I could put something. I don't do it anymore, but before I would put something up and say this, and she'd give me one of these, and one of those means I don't have a clue what the hell you're talking about,
Yeah.
and I would get that. Now has been 2.5 years, almost 3 years, and she's way better, even though she thinks she can't speak any English. But she's pretty good. She understands a little bit more than she speaks. But it's really strange because the youngest daughter understands way more than her mother. And I told them because they want to come to the United States and work, and I'd be more than happy to take them over and anything I could do for them. But I said this before. I told them both you have to learn English. Not going to do you any good coming over here and trying to either work in a trade or learn something or whatever if you can't speak English. Just won't happen. What is there saying?
You see, I
You
heard
have
a
a dream
long time ago
hobby
that if you want to reach a wider audience in YouTube, that you need to translate your videos into multiple languages. So I started doing that using the YouTube translator. And
How
I
did that
don't
work?
know if it's helping or if it isn't.
Well, that'll be Google Translate anyway.
Yes.
What it? Yes, I use a standalone translator. Yeah, Jake saying the standalone translator's his wife. That would be mine too.
Yes.
It makes it so much easier to be here in Thailand. Have a significant other. Doesn't matter whether it's a girlfriend, a wife, a boyfriend, whatever. As long as they can speak the language, it makes life so much easier. So much easier going into immigration, going to get your license. You don't need to pay somebody to do that for you if you have that option. It's just nice. My wife, although I had to do it myself the last time, and I got it done, but it would have been so much easier if she wouldn't have had to go work somewhere. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm going to get a job. Sent me out. Temp job. Everyone they send me on do not speak English. And only everyone that speaks Spanish. Yeah, it's. I don't know. It would have been a really good language for me to learn when I was younger. I hear Robert saying I think I'll do a quick live stream after the show from the top floor of our apartment. Cool. I will be there. Let's see what Carl
Well,
Travels.
Dave, we have to do a quick meet after show too. I need to talk
Yeah,
to
yeah,
you.
yeah,
too.
yeah, definitely. Definitely, we'll do that. Let's see what Randy's saying here. My worst subject in high school was Spanish. Yeah, I never made it that far. It was really weird because, my IQ and everything and was all good stuff. I just didn't want to be bothered. Still to this day, if you're talking to me and it's not something that I want to store in my brain, it goes in one ear and out the other. But when I was in there, me and a friend, 10th grade we were in, they moved us up to 11th grade. We never graduated 10th grade, and they moved us up to 12th grade. We never graduated 11th. And as I came to find out later, why they kept on, the school narc would come to my house. My mom would leave the door open because I only lived a block and a half from the high school, and wake me and my friend up and get in the shower, get your butt to school. They wanted me there for first whatever it was, the first class you went in where they took roll call, because they got paid $130 a student per day. So, and then if I stayed in the 10th grade, they got a deduction or something. So they moved me up for monetary reasons. I never really got to take Spanish, or did I want to? But I guess I should have. High school diploma would have been nice to have. Let's see what MAF says. How are you doing? We use Google Net speakers at home. They have interpret mode, which real-time translates spoken English to Thai and Thai to English. I never heard of that. I'll have to. You guys heard of that? What is it called?
No.
Nest
Google Nest.
speaker.
Oh,
Google
Nest
Nest.
speakers.
Is that?
Yeah.
22 years in Florida, zero Spanish.
Let's see. Robert,
Well, you
how
already
you
have to
doing?
learn English anyhow, Jim. You shouldn't have to learn
Suggestion, have a
Spanish.
single short Thai phrase. Yeah, that's probably not a bad idea, Robert. Maybe we can all learn something each day. Maybe I'll ask my wife to do that. Thanks for the advice there. I might use that.
I've been
Mark
listening to
saying,
Thai for 35 years. Yeah, it doesn't work.
what everyone overlooks at the time in work discussions that has to do with work can only be spoken in English, only so everyone there is breaking the law. They were all illegals. Well, I don't know. People come to me and I'll give you my opinion. I'll lose subscribers or whatever it may be, but I am 100%. You want to come to the United States and get a green card and have a social security number and come here and work, God bless you. Come in by the millions. Everybody that's here came from someplace else.
Right.
You want
Yeah.
to run across, if you want to run across the border to get injured in the streets and being treated for free and being fed for free and being all this without getting a social security number and doing it, sorry. And people have crucified me because I said, well, what are you going to do? Are you going to just leave them there? And yeah. After 2 or 3 or 10 or 12 have serious problems and are sent back, maybe they won't come over. But does that mean that I'm a racist or that I'm against them? No. Get them, make them all U.S. citizens. I don't care. Just give them a social security number. You know how many there are? They're saying millions and millions. Well, that's a lot of money. That means that California wouldn't be bankrupt. So I don't know. Maybe I'm a horrible person. I don't know. And like I said, I'll probably lose a whole bunch of subscribers. But that's the way that's my feelings. It's not because I don't want them here. I mean, I got no problem whatsoever. Or here. I'm in Thailand, so I really shouldn't even care. But, it's hard. And people say they take your jobs. No, they don't. And even if they came here with a social security number, they're still going to work as pickers and in the fields.
Yeah, like I said, I worked 25 years in the vineyard industry, and we couldn't get other people to come to work. It was all Hispanic, or you weren't going to have farm labor.
And I'll tell you what, the the sad fact too was all the illegals that I met were just super nice people. It was the people that were bred and thinking that they should have a better this and we should do that. They were, some of the nastiest people.
We owe them something.
Yeah,
And,
exactly.
And their work ethic was shocking.
Yeah, like you think my son coming raising up was going to go work for minimum wage in 110-degree weather picking stuff out of a field in Southern California? No way. He'd laugh at him. He was on the lake filling boats full of gas and meeting women. The kids, or at least the kids that I knew, maybe there were, but the ones that wanted the jobs were mostly the people that were here illegally. Could they still make enough money with a Social Security number? I don't really know, but I think that's the way it should have been. And like I said, make them all U.S. citizens. I don't care. My family came from Italy. The only people that are supposed to be here is American Indians, and they got screwed. So it's like, people ask me that too, and I'll probably lose some more subscribers. But the American Indian was the biggest screwing of all time. Except for maybe the Aborigines.
Real hard on political stuff.
Yeah, and I don't know that much about it. I never really talk about it because people have such a, I don't know. Like I said, my mom was or still is a Trump. She loves him, okay. And one of my good friends on Facebook is a hater of Trump, and he's my age. We grew up together. We went we in fights together, and drinking, and just good friends. And he's getting in a screaming match with my mom, texting back and forth on what an idiot. I said, "You're talking to my mother. What the hell's the matter with you? Leave her alone." Because you do get crazy with some of it. I never did in the past, but I guess that's why most people don't talk about religion, politics, and what else? There's another one. I think there's three, but sometimes I get on a rant. So like I said, I'll lose. Maybe I'll gain some subscribers. You never know. Let's see what. Aaron says, when my wife came here on a K1 visa, and I'm believing a K1 was a fiance, I'm guessing, I think, in the day from Thailand, I had to sign a contract, the government, to say that she would never be a ward of the state. Yeah, that's the biggest thing that they're afraid of, I think, Aaron, is like they told me that my wife, it would be easy for her. She's a government employee. She has 2 children here. She owns 2 houses now. She owns 2 vehicles now. She owns all this stuff. They don't want them to go. They figure you're going to, like even get married. They interviewed me getting married, and I asked my wife, why did they do that? They want to make sure you're not going to marry me, take me somewhere and sell me. I said, well, I couldn't. If I was going to do that, I would have got a 20-year-old, not a 40-year-old. But I believe that's the main reason. They don't want them to stay there. They want to make sure they're going to come back. And like I said, from what I understand, my wife could. We'll find out because I don't know if she'll go at this next time or this first time in July because I'm going to have a lot of stuff I need to do. But after that, I want the children and her want to see. They have most of the women that I've talked to have no real reason or wants to come and live here. Do they want to come or live here? Live in the U.S., but they do want to see it. My wife wants to see snow. My wife wants to see where I lived, where I grew up, that kind of stuff. But to actually go and live. And I find it weird because I'm talking to 2 people on the panel that both of their wives have been with them in different countries than Thailand for over 20 years? How many for you?
And did it the right way. Did everything the right way, went through, came here on a student visa, then had to get the marriage visa, and then worked on becoming a citizen after like 3.5 years.
Bobby sold her to the medical industry and is collecting money on her to this day. I'm in any country, Dave, in any country. If you don't run, it's like doing business legal. The country is done. Yeah, like I said, I'm sorry, I'm way behind on. I think
TNW Tim said that Trump wants to hire TDN's wall builder to come to the U.S.
Yeah.
Let's see what Mark said. The one every time over.
Yeah, they're okay. They're not Mexicans.
They get paid under minimum. Minimum wage is 15. Illegals are getting paid 5. I'll tell you this. Now, I haven't been in the United States in 3.5 years. I had friends that used illegal help. Okay, for their roofing contractors or whatever. They would run down to the Home Depot where all of them were waiting. And at one point, 30 years ago, you could get them for $5 an hour. You go down there and you pay them anything but 15, dollars, they're not going to go to work. And it may be different now, but 3 years ago, that didn't exist. They would not go to work for nothing. But I could be wrong. But that's what my understanding was, because we had, I don't know, they have it probably where everybody is, the people that wanted to go to day workers, whatever you want to call them, and not necessarily all from Mexico, but just people looking for work for the day. And pretty much it was a set thing, $12, $15. The days of the $5 worker, I don't think it's around anymore, but I could be wrong. Let's see. That's probably why we don't talk about
Yeah,
politics.
you're wrong unless you're counting in Thailand.
What's that?
$5 a day.
Yeah. No, Thailand is $15 a day. $15 a day here in Thailand. So what is that, an hour?
It's about an hour.
Yeah, it would be
Nothing.
8 hours. They usually work more than 8.
It could be 10 hours.
Yeah, so it's nothing, free, basically.
It's kind of made up. When I did mine, when we did the rebuild on the house there in Thailand, we paid $9 a day for 9 guys, 9 each.
I think some of them, now were they Thai workers or were they from Laos or Cambodia?
No, they were Thai. They were from
they Thai?
Suriname.
Yeah, they tell me that the going rate is 400 for just a work laborer, 400
Yeah.
a day, and then I pay them 5 because they do me a good job. The other guys, it's the cousin that the other ones, they bug the crap out of the cousin that, are we going to go to work today? They want to work. There's no work here, in Surin. They want to make a few dollars. They don't care what it is. They'll do it. And they've done everything here. And they've done it well. And have they done it before? Yeah, but usually working for somebody else. My cousin built the whole wall just from working and the other guys pitching in and doing their stuff. And it was a good price.
My brother-in-law pays his workers, if they're good, he pays them 500 baht a day.
Yeah.
He's
That's what I
got
do
his own, he's
with
got
these
his own
guys.
construction company.
Now, I did go differently because my wife said, I don't want to have to worry about them working, because I would go, okay, this much a day. Now I make the cousin give me a price for the job. Now, like I told you, I thought that the Thai kitchen was extremely, extremely cheap, unbelievably cheap. And he came back and asked for 3,000 baht more. So $90, $100 more for that deal. And I agreed. I said, yes. So he will do that. But because because if he gets hung over the night before, the 2 workers will be working and he'll be sleeping on my floor somewhere if I'm not right on top of him. So my wife said it's better to just have him give us a price for the labor, at least on the job. She said, you're good enough at, putting together what the material is going to cost, which I've gotten a lot better. So we pay him by the job now and not by the day. But it makes it, I think it's worked out better. But it's going to be kind of hard because I don't want to, I'm not retired and here to be watching these guys and yelling at them, how come you're not, get up off your ass, get over there. I don't want to do that. It's not my job.
You should be over there flying the drone through the walls. And
Yeah. You know what I almost bought? They had a little piece of crud drone on. I was looking at actually helicopters on Lazada yesterday, and they had this little drone with a camera, a 4K camera, which probably wasn't any good, but it was like 800 baht. And I almost bought it just to fly here because I bet you it doesn't have any kind of restrictions
Right, it
or
won't
anything
have.
built. Yeah. So I almost did it just so I could fly over my property. And I
Yeah,
still
I may
haven't
be
tried.
wrong, but I think any drone you buy, except for DJI, you can fly it anywhere you want.
Anywhere you want. I think you're probably right. You're probably right. Hey, Raymond, how you doing? Yes, it is a rule. I'm missing stuff. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Hey, if I missed it, go ahead. Hey, Jay East, how you doing? Repost it for me if you
Well,
could.
you missed it. Jam said it was getting too political here. She's going to bed.
I don't blame you, Jim. We're done with the political. I shouldn't have started it. Like I said, I probably lost subscribers. But like I said, it's
Paul,
it's me. It's part of me.
Paul, Obama may have been born in Hawaii, but the last time I checked, Hawaii was part of America.
It still is since 1950 something.
A long time. Um, let's see. Hang on, let's see. What is Tom saying? Joe, can't wait for you to get here. We have financial dinners every week in the different various restaurants, 5-hour dinners. I'd like to get, and I might be coming your way, Tom. If Mitch doesn't get back to me and I get back on the 3rd, I might just jam over to Rayong and spend a couple of days visiting with you and then come back.
So how much is 1,000 British pounds compared to the US dollar? ET says the new DJI 3 came out, the Mini 3.
Oh, the Mini 3?
Yeah, he says the Mini 3 came out, so it's 1,000 British pounds.
I don't know how much 1,000 pounds is. It's more than our money, right? So I'm going to say, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think ours is less, right? 800 or...
It might be about 750, 800.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Somebody will come up with it, I'm sure. Well, that means you're going out today to buy one, or Bobby will go out this afternoon now and buy one.
No, I'm waiting until I get to Thailand to buy mine.
I just saw a deal. I was thumbing through again, YouTube, of course, and it says, the Mini 3, and I clicked on it, and they said it's not out yet. The caption of it was, should I get rid of my 2? Is it worth it to get rid of my 2 to get the 3? And they went over what supposedly, this was just 2 days ago, what supposedly the 3 was going to have on it. The extra, I believe it has the obstacle avoidance, right?
It does, yes.
Yeah. That would be my biggest thing to it, although I always fly in wide open
Dave,
areas.
yours is just the original Mini, correct? Yeah,
right.
You want to get either the 2 or the 3.
Well, what
the
I'm thinking
3
about
is supposed to be so much better, but you'll be able to get a real bargain on a Mini 2.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I don't want to spend the money. So what I was thinking was, if I can dump mine for whatever on Lazada, I can buy one off of Lazada with the paperwork that I need, and do that, because I know you had told me the 2 was 200 times better. And so that was what I was looking at. This guy had also mentioned you have to decide now whether you think it is, because if you're going to sell your 2 and you want to get the most money from it, you would be best to do it before the 3 came out.
Mm-hmm.
So once the 3 came out and everybody starts dumping them, the price is going to go down. So anyway, he's saying around $1,250. Aaron is. So it's the opposite. There's ours is more. That could be true. I don't know. Oh, he said $1,250 up here too. That's what Paul said. So $1,250. That's kind of pricey, isn't it, Bob? $1,200.
Yeah, it doesn't seem right.
Yeah, that's kind of pricey.
Yeah, you lost focus, Bobby.
I know. I don't know why.
All right, guys.
What
I'm going to go. I've got to go do a couple of things. I know we got a bunch of people here. Thanks everybody for coming in. I really appreciate it. I will do what. Am I going to be here on Sunday? If we don't leave until, depending on what time we leave on Sunday. If not, I'll try to fit in
give Sunday a miss, Dave.
Before. What's that?
Give Sunday a miss.
That I might do that, because I'm going to be gone. I think I'll be gone in the morning. But I want to thank everybody for watching, all the new subscribers, and too bad about the ones I lost. But I really appreciate everybody's input. Thanks for everybody's input. And Mike's just came in. I just got.
Oh,
yeah, you did. I was going to ask you too. What was the question? Oh, did you ever watch Yellowstone? Mike's, did you get to watch any of that yet? I'm just curious if you liked it or not. So let's see. I'm gonna go. I might be able to go a few more minutes anyway. If you guys will talk and do this, I'll step out for a minute and go see what they're doing, and I'll be back in like 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
Okay,
Is
I'm
that
about to
can you do
send
that?
Bob Mack a message so that he can be ready for the after party.
Okay, yeah. Give me 5 minutes, and I'll just bow out of here if you guys will talk to the chat and stuff and keep people around, and I'll be back in a minute, and I'll go. It's mainly only a couple of things I have to do here, so I'll be right back.
So, what are we going to talk about then?
Um,
I guess we could talk again about the Mavic Mini, the Mini 3, because the $1,200, that seems like it's kind of high for what you're going to get, because you can still buy the Mavic Air 2 for that price.
Yeah.
And
you need to look at what it does for what you want to do. Bang for buck.
yeah, I think that's a bit high.
Yeah, there's other software you can get for the Mavics. Lychee. It's it's quite a nice bit of program. You can actually program waypoints and whatever, and the Mini will fly around a set course.
That's for the Mini.
Yeah, well, it'll work on all of them.
Well, mine has that. My Mavic Air 2 has that.
It's quite a good program. Quite a good program. Have a look at it. Look at Lychee. Lychee.
All right. Yeah, mine you can do waypoints and you can do all kinds of different things with it. Is problem I have. I live here in Southern California. We've got so many airports scattered all over the place that it's hard for me to get mine up. So when I was in Wyoming and the last couple of weeks, I was trying to find places where I could go fly it, but the wind in Wyoming blew nonstop while I was there. Bad.
Yeah, that's wind's a bad problem with the Minis.
Well, mine's the Air 2, but I think even with it blew so hard. If I'd have put it in the air, it had ended up in Cheyenne.
Yeah.
Should you buy a mine? Yeah, I think a gold mine. And somebody was talking about buying platinum. So get a platinum mine.
Maybe I should buy a what's a lithium mine? We got lithium here in Western Australia. They'll need the lithium for batteries shortly.
So, Tim needs a stream. He needs a StreamYard link. It's up above in the chat, Tim, up higher, because Dave put it in there earlier.
StreamYard chat coming in now. Is that done?
Yeah, the Mavic 3 is a lot more expensive, but that's a hell of a drone. I've seen a couple of people use those in their YouTube videos, and they're really good. But $2,100, man, oh man.
Yeah, I've got my son works in an electronics retail shop, so he can get a bit of money off them. The drones.
Yeah, the good thing about the new Mavic 3, not the Mini, but the Mavic 3, the big one, it's got two cameras. So one of them is like 1.25 sensor. It's a huge sensor, 4K. And the other camera on it does zoom. So it'll zoom in quite well too.
Oh. Then all the virtual reality helmet to hook up to it, and you can really walk off a cliff.
Yeah.
I've got no idea where you are.
Yeah, I watched somebody do one of those FPV DJI drone the other day. Somebody that just got it and didn't know much about it and said the thing was flying like 80 miles an hour.
Yeah.
I had no idea they go that fast.
Yeah, they go pretty damn. Even the minis go pretty damn quick. I think they do about 20 kilometers an hour. That's reasonably fast.
Yeah, yeah. But you just think about 80 miles an hour and trying to control that. I'm not coordinated enough or quick enough to do that.
Being actually remote from the machine makes it very difficult.
Yeah. Yeah,
If
I had a
you're
close call. I took Robert Mack out to teach him how to fly the drone. And I shouldn't say we, as soon as as soon as I took over, I started taking off towards the trees and I dove it right into the grass, right by some people because I didn't know where it was. I couldn't find it.
Yeah, that's when you go to stop and climb to height.
Yeah, that's what I should have done. But I thought, no, I got this. I got this.
It's even worse when the wind gets up the arse of your drone and you can't get it back down.
Well, I flew out over a lake one time with my Mini right after I got it, and I got about 2/3 of the way out across the lake, and started to turn to come back to me, and I didn't realize the wind was blowing so hard. I couldn't overcome the wind. It was just at a stalemate. So I
Yeah,
ended up having to fly towards the shore and get behind the mountain and then creep it in. It just came back real slowly. I just really fortunate. I've 2 times I almost lost it. Yeah, Robert, we tried to get his working. He had the Mini also, and we tried to get his to fly, and we could never make it work. And I'd been flying my drones already for well over a year. So there
mine
was just
flies
something
really
in it.
well. It's really fun to drop it down to nearly 0 feet across a big oval, and open it up to max and scoot along below the minimum height on the thing. It's quite fun,
Yeah.
but don't come to stop because then it thinks it wants to land and crashes.
So why don't you do videos on your YouTube channel with the drone?
I need to get outside and practice. I need to do that. It's like Dave and his passports. Got to get around to it.
Yeah.
And what's her name? eBay doesn't have any round to it's for sale at the moment. Hard to come by.
Can't buy any round to it.
And you're the one you do damn ready.
Yeah. Wife just suggested I can put the drone up at the wedding I'm going to be attending in Thailand.
There you go. Yeah.
I don't think I'll have to worry about authorities.
Well, I can't remember the channel's name, but there's a guy in Thailand that does drone videos. That's all he does. And he's been coming to my channel for about the last 6 months. And he is so good. The videos he does there makes anybody want to come to Thailand.
Yeah, I think I've seen it.
Yeah, he's really good. He drives a little pickup. I mean, a lot of his videos, it shows he's coming out of his driveway there behind the gate, coming out to take off and drive.
Oh, that's another function that the Lychee app has. It allows you to do a sort of a vehicle tracking with the Mini.
Oh, really?
It gives it a lot of functions that are not in there.
Well, that's what you need to do then. You need to make a video using it with that app and see how it works out.
Yeah.
Because that's really a problem.
Next time I go 4-wheel driving, I'll put it up at about 30 feet high and a bit behind the vehicle and watch it go through some tracks. At least at 30 feet, that'll clear any shrubbery.
Yeah, I was doing a kind of a precision type flying with my Mavic Air 2 in a park. and it was hilly with a bunch of trees. And I was zipping up and down the slopes and around the trees. And next thing you know, I wasn't paying attention. My battery got low.
Oh,
So it decided, okay, well, you didn't let me come home, so I'm going up to find my way back, and it flew right up into the tree. I couldn't think quick enough to
uh,
stop it.
Did I miss
those
anything good?
no, those drone eating trees, they're spreading like wildfire. They're
Now, see,
everywhere.
if you have the obstacle avoidance, if it recognizes the tree, it'll
It
stop.
none of them have the avoidance to go straight up. They have it in front of you, beside you, and behind you, and below
Nothing
you,
up.
and not
Right.
above you.
Yeah,
Above you.
So when it decides it's going to come home, you better be ready on the trigger to stop that feature and don't let it return to home because it's going to
don't
fly
let
up
it.
into something.
I know I saw
Or
somebody
reset.
here was asking, I think it was Joe that was asking about buying it in the States or here. It's better here, Joe.
Yeah,
You
you
get
can
all
get
the
the
paperwork,
paperwork.
everything done here. I bought mine here and still screwed it up. So I'm gonna probably, I mean, for the money that I could sell the Mini for, I might just keep it to give somebody to practice with or whatever, or set it home and let somebody have it, or the kids, maybe my son or something. Anyway, but I'm thinking about for the money wise, depending on how drastically the two drops, I'll probably get the two.
I
So
think it's going to be fairly significant.
I think so too, and it should be fine for me. It's got 4K, although I think it's for slow mo it wouldn't be that great because I think it's 30, not 60. But
That's
I,
still good enough. I mean, what
yeah, plenty good. I
really, what do
think
Right.
you?
the only and I don't like I said most of the time there's nothing around. I'm at the ocean.
Yeah,
Sometimes I fly them up waterfalls or something, but I'm fairly cautious. I'm when I'm when I get back into actually using it again, I can get, I think, good enough to keep from crashing. But I think it's
Randy,
going to
he
be,
says he's got the Mini too, so he'd be the one to talk to about what he thinks about it, his impression, comparison to the Mini 3.
Yeah,
he
it's
said if it gets, well, I'll tell you what, the original Mini doesn't like the wind at all.
No,
And I know that the Mini 2 can take it a lot better.
yeah,
But in most instances, even when I was at Koh Chang, it was windy. And I didn't even put it up. It slowed down a little bit, so I ended up, then I put it up, and I didn't have any problem with it. And to get most of the stuff, and it was 2.7 or whatever the Mini is, but I think that the motors are a little stronger, right, or something, or the
motors
props
are
are
a little
different.
stronger and the batteries are a little bit
See, that's what
beefier.
else I like too. I did notice when I was looking at it, my batteries. So maybe I will keep this one. My batteries will fit the two, though the two ones won't fit the Mini.
Yeah,
Why? Don't have a clue. So I'll have six batteries if I buy a two with with the three batteries. I'll have six batteries. So 30 minutes. I mean, I'd get
definitely
tired
keep
of
them.
flying.
Craig has the
Definitely,
Mini too, also.
Who does?
Uncle Craig.
Oh, you do. Okay, cool. Let's see. Let's
Yeah,
go
my
over to
Mavic Air 2, I have three batteries for it, and they go like 26 minutes for each battery. So I run out of wanting to fly it by the time I run out of battery.
right. And
yeah,
how much are those? Those are a little bit more, right? The Mavic
Well, they're
twos.
around $1,000, but the problem with it is if you're going to use it just about anywhere, especially if, like when you're using it in YouTube, they can
Right.
classify that as being for a business, and you should have the
yeah.
107 license.
Okay.
But with
Well, I'll tell you.
any of the Mavic Minis, they're all under 249 grams, so there's no licensing required.
Okay, because the reason that I want the Mini and I bought it originally for the Mini is because I planned on doing some touring on the Forza or on a bike. So it
Yep.
takes up obviously,
No,
although the
right.
one that you're talking about isn't that much bigger. I mean, but the least amount of room possible, especially if I'm going to do any kind of moto camping that kind of stuff. The more room, the better. But I will definitely. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'll
Funny
buy
joke.
my next one, a DJI
Underwater
Phantom.
mini.
They have 714.
Well,
Is the Phantom? I think is that what I had? I had the 4. I had the Phantom 4. Is that the white one,
Yeah.
Craig? I had that. I sold that before I came to Thailand to my cousin because I didn't want to bring it in and have it taken away. And but that was a nice drone. It just big, but you might be able to do a lot more with that. I got my license when I bought it. Yeah, I should have too, and I didn't. I bought mine from Asada, the Mini, and I heard that I heard the person I've got to talk to is the same person that Bobby's going to talk to. I think about buying his house, and you're going to have him on or you're hoping to have him on a live stream.
Right.
He's supposed to know everything and anything about drones. So I definitely got to get a hold of him. I know Mitch is friendly with him. I know a lot of people are.
I
I know
want to say
Tom is.
that I watched a video that Simon did that Brian met Simon at the DJI shop to pick out his drone. Is that correct?
Right.
I believe that I remember that.
Yeah, yeah. Tom's real friendly with it. I
Thanks
guess
for
he's going to
calling
build
in, Aaron.
Tom's.
We'll see
He's
you
going
next
to build
show.
Tom's houses too. So I don't know. I want to get the paperwork. So best for me if I buy the 2, get a good price on it. I've got 6 batteries for it. If I get the correct bill of sale and all the paperwork I need to get it registered and stuff, if it probably already registered, then it'll probably help me and make my life easier. Then I'll get in contact with Brian and talk to him about it. But supposedly everybody's telling me if he can let me know or at least point me in the right direction to get everything that I need. But then Joe's question is just that. If you come here, you buy it from DJI, they do all your paperwork, they send in, they get you your license. They did it for James, they did it for a lot of people. It makes it a lot easier. That's why I say buy it here. And
That's
somebody that other guy
that's
just
how
told me.
small the mini packs up.
Now that's the one I got, or is that the 2?
Yeah. So I got 3 batteries, and in the lid here, I've even got a phone that's dedicated to the.
That's
It's the one. It's the same one you have, Dave.
Yeah,
Just-
because the controller is different. I
Yeah.
like the 2. The you put your phone on the top. I like
Yes.
that a lot better. That's like what the Phantom was. And what I liked about the Phantom is I had a mini iPad that I had just for flying that drone. It sat in the case and everything with the drone, so I could get a whole the little mini iPad as my deal. Yeah, that's the same one I've got.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's different than that. And the Mini 2 and the Mini 3 use the same controller that my Mavic Air 2 uses.
Yeah, so I think that'd be the way to go. And I think I've seen them in Lasada because I don't really, when you really think about it, all I need is the drone and the controller. I don't need the 3 extra batteries. I don't need all that because I've got it with my Mini. They're 10,000 baht is what I've seen them. 10, 11, 11.5, 12,000, between 10 and 12,000 baht on Marketplace on Facebook here in Thailand. So what is 10,000? 300 and something dollars? 320? Is that what 32?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Well, while you were away, we were talking about a guy that does drones, nothing but drone videos there in Thailand that he and I have been friends for the last probably 6 months. And he uses the Mavic Air 2. And he has no trouble with that. So
Yeah, I'm gonna get the Mini and so I don't have to buy the whole kit because then there were the ones that I seen that were the whole kit were 18, 17,000. Now that might drop down to 12,000 once the 3 comes out. I don't know. Is it something I have to buy tomorrow? Definitely not. I
well, you
don't
can even
need
look at, there's going to be people that are going to sell their drones secondhand.
it. Right.
Well, it might be an issue with your licensing though.
Well, as long as long as it's registered in Thailand and they have all the paperwork, I'll probably talk to Brian before. I hope I'll talk to Brian before I buy one. But I think if it's registered, it's registered. I just need to file more paperwork saying, I, Dave
Change the
Clark, I need
license.
this license and I am flying this drone that's already registered. I don't know. I'm hoping Brian would know. But I think as long as it's been registered, that's okay. Then you can get your stuff. If you bring one in or you don't have your receipt from buying your drone here in Thailand, can it be registered? Yeah, but I heard it's a royal pain in the rear. So I guess I need to talk to Brian. So I will try to do that. What's Craig saying? I signed some docs at time of purchase, and everything else was done with the line app. Yeah, James I think did the same thing. Chocolate Man in Thailand, they
Yeah.
did everything for him, and got it done, which is
What one
which
does
is
Joe
awesome.
have? Foreigner Joe
I
doesn't he?
I don't know what he has. To tell you the truth, I don't know.
I think he's got a Mini.
He's saying the three is here in KPP.
No.
Craig's saying. Do we ever figure out exactly how much the thing cost? Was it like $850? $850 or something like that?
It doesn't seem to
Somebody
be
was
here in
saying
Australia.
$12.50.
Yeah, I know. I think that they reevaluated.
Oh,
Because if it was 1,000, no, maybe it is 1250. I don't know. How much is it, Craig? in baht or U.S. dollars? Let's see. Robert Max says in Thailand, yes, Brian is tech smart, one of the best builders. Yeah, the only thing that is different and I kind of like in his building, he uses the cheap block, but he doubles them up, which I think is probably better insulation and stuff. I don't know. This is all
Yeah.
guess just by looking at it.
If you're
and
doing double
logic.
brick, you're
Yeah.
getting better heat insulation.
And I think that's what. And you're gonna have him give you a price on building your pad, Bobby. Or you're
yes.
gonna, yeah.
Yeah.
I would definitely.
Yeah, I started talking with him last night. I thought about doing that before, but I figured, well, there's no way he's going to come to Surin. But
He goes
I
all
talked
over.
to him last night, and he said yes, he will.
Yeah, he goes all over. He finished that. What's that guy in Udon? Uh, God, something in Udon. He's got a Thai wife. He was building a house there, and then it shut down for the longest time. I was watching his videos, and then all of a sudden, he never really wanted to say anything bad about the Thai builder. I could tell. Oh, the guy did a good job, but because of the situation and the virus, they didn't get back. And anyway, he hired Brian to finish his house after it was, I'm going to say, 75% done. And Brian came in and finished it for him. But yeah, the stuff that I've seen that he builds is top notch. And I'm still like the the brother, the cousin, or whatever that built my house. I'm totally happy with what he did. Did it take too long? Yes, definitely. Was it completely his fault? No. Like I said, he had lost a bunch of money with a friend that had stolen from him. He went and built 3 houses at the same time where he should have only built maybe 2. China steel tripled. He got crippled, and he still finished my house. So I give him credit for that, and the work that he did is top notch. Like from the beginning, I told him, I got to have pylons. I've got to have stuff. I will not tolerate any cracking or settling in this home.
Yeah,
I'm
Brian
pretty
probably
demanding.
sent me 30 or 40 pictures last night of different builds and different ideas because I told him I don't have plans or anything right now. All I have is the urge.
Right. And you're going to build a single story, right? You're going to be smart
Yes,
about this, and no,
right.
man.
Yeah, I'm
Not
too
like
old
me.
to worry about getting stairs.
The property was bought and paid for. It was close to my wife's work. If we would have waited a while, could we have waited a year or two and maybe built up some money and bought some property? But you have to go a little bit further out to get stuff reasonable. And my wife didn't want to be that far away from work, and she didn't want me that far away from the hospital. She wanted
So
me
it
close
went-
to the hospital.
It went 2-story because of the width of the property.
Yes. Otherwise, I would have just had I would have had a 2-bedroom. Right
Okay.
now, I've got a 2-bedroom house without the
We'll
upstairs.
get into all this tomorrow. I got a bunch
Yeah,
of questions.
Definitely. Yeah, the Isan Farang. Boy, that Craig, he's on top of it all. That's the dude. He hasn't put out much lately, has he? I'm still subscribed to him, but I actually questioned him one time and I said, "Hey, what the hell's up, man? You haven't posted anything in your house for like 3 months." And then that's when he told me, "Oh well, I'm in the process of maybe changing builders." He was real political about it, and I guess it's touchy because you don't want to be saying anything about any Thai people on social media. That's for
Robert, you
sure.
said it started raining there. Are you still going to try to do your stream?
He what?
Somewhere up a little while ago, Robert said it started raining.
Yeah,
Oh, I don't know.
just a couple of minutes ago. No, it's fine here, Robert. It's nice blue skies here.
It is here too. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's nice here too.
Cavity wall. Yeah, right, Tom. And the stuff that I've seen, and I watch his videos not religiously or anything, but especially when I was building. But it looks like he does top-notch work, no doubt. The only bad thing about it is he's from the UK. Otherwise, he's a pretty good guy.
Well,
I'm just like that, Tom.
I was telling Tommy J last night that I watched Brian's videos on building before. You know, I'd followed him for a while,
for
and
for a while.
yeah, and then we kind of pooped out because COVID hit, and we've been stuck here, not even thinking about doing anything for a while.
Right.
So when I went back and looked last night, I haven't watched anything for over a year from him.
Yeah, I watched him recently. He just put out a couple just recently, like the last couple of days, that I
Yes,
haven't seen yet,
yeah,
that I
I
want to see
watched
because
those.
I've watched them. But, really, to tell you the truth, the first time that I really started watching him, I knew nothing from Mitch, nothing from nothing. It just came up on my searches. Is I was really, and still am, really interested in solar. And a lot of his houses have big solar projects on them, at least the ones in the past. I don't know what he's doing now. And I had checked him out, and from what I had seen, obviously the guy knows what he's doing. Put it that way. Um, Brian built. What's
You
Robert
know, our
saying?
well that we put in at our property there, we did it solar. It's all solar.
Yeah, and what did you pay for that, if you don't mind saying?
I don't remember, Dave.
I want to think it was like 20 something thousand for a for a decent inch and a half pump and the panels and installed twenty
Yeah, and
five
that could
thousand bucks.
be. I just don't
I can't
remember.
remember because I'm trying to think. I have to go back and actually probably look at some of my earlier videos when I was going to do solar here and find out. Now the uncle says the water in Ubon is A1. It's great water, so we'll see. I heard the water here was good too.
My
So
my solar is right there.
and what is it feeding now? Is it feeding? Are they using it or no?
No,
They're not using it.
no, they let it run every once in a while just to go into the ponds and stuff, but basically no, they're not using it.
And it's good water.
Don't know.
No,
It's just in, and that's all I know right now.
yeah, I thought mine was good from the beginning, and it's got that brown, got iron and stuff in it. But they told me all I need to do is put in some charcoal filtration, and I think Craig is doing that too with his well.
Yeah,
He's
the
putting it through
reverse
some rock.
osmosis.
Yeah, and then bringing it through charcoal. I think, and I don't think he's drinking that water, but I think it takes out all the brown and a lot of the metals out of it,
All the
and
toilet
uses it.
stains.
Yeah, and he uses that for I think the house and the watering stuff. I don't know if he's still in here. Maybe he'll
See you, Jake.
Reverse
Have a
osmosis
good
is good for
evening.
drinking water.
temptation drop. What did I miss?
Miss Jake going night night.
All right, Jake, take it
Okay,
easy,
Jake.
brother.
See him.
Um, what do we got? Oh, we only got 19 people in here now. I guess. Well, how long has it been? Wow, an hour and 50 minutes. Yeah, let's go ahead and I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap. We'll make this a wrap. Thanks again, everybody. Thanks, Bobby and Brock and everybody in there. TNW. If you want to pop in, pop in. And let's see, Robert. I'll look for the video, and I think I will catch everybody on the next one. Have a great day, and we'll see you in a couple of days, 3 days, 4 days, 2 days, one day. definitely see you tonight on Bobby's
Yeah,
channel
everybody
at
come and join
8
us.
o'clock. Yeah, 8 o'clock Western time, East Coast time. No, 5
Eight,
o'clock
yeah.
a.m., 8 o'clock a.m. East Coast, about 8 p.m. or something in the Aussie countries, and 7 p.m. here in Thailand. So I'll see you then. Y'all take it easy. Catch you on the next one.